It talks like Thunderdome.
Yeah.
Talks like Master Blaster.
But
I run mine to town.
yeah, they took their year. But I'm waiting to see if we do get the Whisperers, the all the that subdivision that we talk about, how they're gonna react when Alpha makes the fence of heads to
Yeah, well, I mean,
she built the wall of heads to say this is my land and that's your land. Don't come over on my land.
by the way, there's a reference to that. There was a foreshadowing of that in last night's episode, on Sunday night's episode. Uh, Ezekiel is captured by a savior after all of his crew that he was with get blown away by these big cannon guns they got. A lone savior that's just out there captures Ezekiel as he's trying to get away. And he takes Ezekiel's sword, and he said, Negan would have wanted me to bring you back alive. He said, but your head on a pike outside of the sanctuary would be just as good. And he starts to cut Ezekiel's head off at that point. And he stopped immediately. Like that big guy, the dude with the axe that hangs out with him all the time, cuts him in half. So, but they did foreshadow that Ezekiel's head will be on a pole in the future last night. So I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen.
Ezekiel, Rosita.
Yeah, I thought that I could be wrong because it's been so long since that they're so far back that it's been a long time to remember every detail. But I thought that Aaron's boyfriend died then too. I thought they got him.
It's so weird because
I can't. Maybe he might have died in the war. I don't remember. He might have died in the war. Or his head might have been on the pole. I don't remember.
And what's so weird is we talk about how far back it was, but you remember we were there when All Out War came out. And
yeah, that's when it was 6 straight months. It was 12 issues twice a month. They ramped up the publication schedule so that they would show the intensity, and they did it all. So that's what worries me about the show is they're going to let up at some point and it's going to kill the momentum.
Because I remember how excited we were for All Out War. Panda had even gotten me a variant cover for All Out War. Just how excited we were.
I got there are a whole bunch. I think there were 15 covers or something. I got every one.
And that every issue of All Out War, there was no downtime in any issue. It was just constant, back to back action, what the fuck moments. I mean,
yeah, it was like at the end of every issue was like jaw dropping. Like, what the fuck could they possibly? Because at one point you thought Rick was dead. Dwight shot him with an arrow, and we had to wait 2 weeks to find out if Rick was infected or not, because that's when Negan had told everybody to poison their weapons, because Negan ran out of ammunition. All they had was, at one point they had knives and spears and arrows.
Yeah.
Because Negan really didn't have any ammunition at the time. So he told everybody to poison their weapons with zombie guts and blood. And that way, at least if they could just get one swipe in, they were going to die. And then he ordered Dwight to shoot Rick with a dirty arrow, and Dwight shot the arrow. But and we didn't find out that Dwight was actually a good dude until 2 weeks later when we found out the arrow wasn't infected.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, there's so much interesting stuff going on in TV and stuff these days. I mean, it's so fun just to see. You read the thing, Netflix. This is segue. I'm getting on my segue here.
We got Punisher to talk about, so let's segue into that Netflix.
All right. Well, Punisher is it's not out yet.
No, coming out soon though.
Coming out soon. I was very worried about Punisher and I'm not downplaying any tragedies because there was a lot of tragedies, Las Vegas and everything, and that had pushed a lot of Punisher stuff. They canceled a lot of appearances, a lot of panels at conventions.
New York was the first one.
Yeah.
When I heard of that canceled it, and then they pushed back the air date.
Yeah. So, but it is coming out, and I can't wait to see it because, Bernthal. Now, and it's so funny because I hated Bernthal in Walking Dead. I hated Shane with a passion.
I actually liked Shane. I thought he did a good job as Shane. I thought they dragged Shane's character out too long, but.
Well, Shane only was in 2 issues, and then maybe one more as a zombie. He died in issue 2, didn't he?
Yeah, Carl shot him in the neck. And it was real soon. It was within those first few issues because that's when Shane started getting jealous and went out hunting with Rick and pointed the gun at his back.
Yeah. But I mean, and that's what I say. I didn't like Shane, the character, but Bernthal's portrayal of Shane was amazing, and his portrayal of Punisher in Daredevil season 2 was just outright phenomenal. And now we're actually going to get to see the Punisher. We know that we know Jigsaw is going to be in it. We know
Microchip's already. Well, they kind of hinted at Chip last season.
Micro's in it. You know, we're going to get the battle van.
Yeah, the battle van's in the trailer. Oh man, I'm so excited. It's like one of my favorite all-time Marvel characters, and somebody, not Dolph Lundgren. Thomas Jane did it okay.
I mean, the biggest thing is, you know, they've said that there's going to be a Daredevil season 3, and
I saw that.
Vincent D'Onofrio has said he is coming back as Wilson Fisk. But the biggest thing people are asking is, with Disney going to launch their own streaming service, the Disney streaming service, Disney owns Marvel. What's going to become of the Marvel television series? Are they still going to be on Netflix, or are they going to go to this Disney streaming service?
What I've heard is Netflix says no more Marvel. From what I thought it was announced already. I don't know if that's just a rumor or not.
I mean, this goes back. I mean, this has been going back for months. As always, we're a little, you know. But according to this was brought. This is from The Verge on November 11th. So this is only 2 days old. Let's see. During the Walt Disney Company's quarterly earnings call on November 9th, CEO Bob Iger, hello Bob Iger, casually dropped some news. The tidbit that made the biggest headlines was that the company had just closed the deal with writer-director Rian Johnson to create a new trilogy of movies in the Star Wars universe. So there will be a new trilogy of Star Wars movies. But another comment may end up having more of a significant impact, not just for Disney, but for the entertainment world at large. Iger announced that Disney is developing a series of original television shows for its upcoming video streaming service. They include a live-action Star Wars television series, Chief.
Oh. Hopefully it's not like the Ewok show.
Yeah.
The Ewok movie.
Yeah.
I hope it's actually good.
A new Marvel show. And for some god-awful reason, they're making a program based on High School Musical. Just kill that fucking franchise. I hate that fucking franchise with a passion. But the company that led to, let's see, competitors like Amazon joining the game, yada yada yada. But it looks like, I mean, any deal can be made.
Well, I found this thing right here. It says that. This is from Digital Spy. It's from 4 days ago, and it says Netflix won't have any Marvel TV shows soon, according to Disney. And it says Netflix and Marvel might seem like a match made in heaven at the moment, but it looks like the happy union might soon be over. Despite premiering a number of successful series from the comic book giant, including the likes of Jessica Jones, Defenders, and Luke Cage, Netflix will no longer be their home, according to the Wall Street Journal. Disney Chief Strategy Officer Kevin Mayer confirmed the news, insisting that the House of Mouse's plans were pro-Disney rather than anti-Netflix. So, according to Disney Chief Strategy Officer Kevin Mayer, they're done at Netflix. They're not doing it anymore.
Right. And the other big thing, Disney, I mean, first of all, we know the Mouse's pockets are deep. The Mouse has some pretty deep. He's got a big wallet.
Buy back Fantastic Four and X-Men then.
Disney is in talks to buy Fox.
Oh man, if that happens, you know what? If the print line aside, I'll be thrilled, because that means they'll have a complete Marvel universe for the first time ever, and it's going to be amazing. I thought that Spider-Man Homecoming was brilliant, by the way. If anybody out there hasn't seen it yet, I thought that despite the more Ultimate Spider-Man kind of changes they made to it, the character is fantastic, and it's probably the best portrayal of Peter Parker that's ever been done, for sure.
Now remember, Spider-Man Homecoming was Sony.
Yeah, the first time that Marvel heroes were together, like Iron Man's in that and shit, and Captain America. It's pretty fucking badass.
So if Fox consolidates, if they merge with Fox, they will get back the Fantastic Four. They will get back the X-Men.
and Deadpool and everything that goes along with it.
All of that comes home. It all comes home.
You think Jackman will do Wolverine again, do an Old Man Logan if they do that and be in a Marvel movie?
I would hope so, because, I mean, Jackman has always said he wanted to be in the MCU. He's made comments about Wolverine being in the MCU. Yeah. I would say, you know what, Jackman, put on the claws one more time and come back as Old Man Logan and have a fucking ball with, you know, all those other, with everybody. They've hinted that Wolverine almost did appear in Winter Soldier, I thought. One of the Captain America, I think one of the Winter Soldier, but one of the Captain America movies, they were in talks with maybe getting a crossover before Spider-Man happened. Maybe getting Hugh Jackman to come in as Wolverine in one of the Captain America movies, but it didn't happen, I guess. Well, and as we know, that Logan did serve in World War II.
Yeah.
It's been known that Wolverine served in World War II for the Canadians.
Wolverine as well Frank Castle too, but Wolverine has a high regard for Captain America. And when other heroes will tell Wolverine something or try to give Wolverine orders, he kind of scoffs at it and does his own thing. But one of the only characters in the entire Marvel universe that Wolverine respects and will take orders from is Captain America. And Frank Castle will too. They just have ultimate respect for Cap.
I mean,
I would love to see that interaction.
I mean, if you look outside of the X-Men, if you look outside Wolverine's affiliation with X-Men teams, he's got a very strong respect for Captain America, and he has kind of a love-hate relationship with Hulk. I mean, he's fought Hulk on many an occasion. It's more kind of like, it's like Apollo Rocky. Fight number 3, ding ding. You know,
well, they've had their fights, but they've also fought together, and many times. And matter of fact, when they did that future story, the future, like Old Man Logan and Old Hulk were like time traveling and jumping around and together in some alternate universe. But
and we also know that Wolverine has a very strong respect for the Fantastic Four.
He's also got Wolverine has a long. Enduring and to the point where he will tip him off to get away. He's good friends with Frank Castle, so Wolverine Punisher combo would be most welcome too.
And you know what this could also lead to if Disney consolidates with Fox, and I think it would be season 2, season 3, whatever you want to do with it. Give us Iron Fist and Sabretooth.
Oh man, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. I would love to see. Actually, the current storyline in Iron Fist with Sabretooth would be a pretty amazing thing, where they're actually working together to solve a mystery.
Oh yeah,
that would be cool. But the initial fight would be cool. I'd like to see Shang-Chi get in there at some point.
He's got to. You would think Shang-Chi at some point has to come into that. I mean.
Well, they're really close in the books too. So I mean,
very close. In fact, and Shang-Chi has beaten Iron Fist before in a fair martial arts contest. No Iron Fist, just skill against skill. Shang-Chi has beaten Danny Rand.
Well, they just went at it an issue ago in Iron Fist, and Shang-Chi pretty much did beat him again.
Now, give it, Shang-Chi was possessed at that point.
Yeah, but it was still his skill that was beating him.
But Shang-Chi, and Shang-Chi has so much respect in the Marvel Universe from everybody. I mean, all the supers, the people with powers, have a very high respect for Shang-Chi because he has no powers, but he still kicks everybody's ass.
True. And he's just a cool character. It's just
he's always been a cool character.
It's a cool character, and it harkens back to Bruce Lee and the Bruce Lee era and I just love that the 70s to the 80s martial arts movies and stuff. It harkens back to all that for me, and so does Iron Fist to a degree, and that's why I like those two books.
I mean, the possibilities are just so endless with everything we could get. I mean, we've gotten Civil War, we've gotten Winter Soldier, we could get Avengers versus X-Men.
They just had a little bit of Planet Hulk and Thor too. So I want to see a Secret Wars. That's what I want. I want a Secret Wars.
Secret Wars would be good. We could see the Phoenix. We could see more encompassing of what the Phoenix, the role of the Phoenix in the Marvel universe as a whole.
Yeah, absolutely, and because that had consequences across the entire Marvel universe when that happened. So I mean, it's like the X-Men, especially Magneto, especially